backwards and it's one-handed.
He did that stuff backwards, one-handed. Whatever.
Yep.
Like, you think you're gonna have an advantage on Philly? Nah.
I know. I remember when all you guys were racing pro and whatnot in Eugene and stuff, when Dave Langston and Matt and everybody was racing at that time, or him doing all of his backward starts and everything, and people were getting so mad. It was so funny.
They took offense to it, huh?
Oh yeah, they did. So anyways,
right before it got like super serious.
Yeah, exactly. So here we are. We're live. Welcome to the show, everybody. I've got my co-anchor tonight. Got Alistair with me. He really wanted to be on the show for a few minutes. Go ahead and wave to everybody. So tonight's guest, we have Beeverton Presquire. He is joining us live on his phone from you down in Eugene right now, right, Beef?
Yes, sir, I am.
Yep. So the traveling man is back in Oregon for right now. But yeah, Beeverton has ridden for companies like SE, Northwest Caston, RNC, Bomber, Goods Bike, BMX Shop, Hutch's Bike Shop, Profile, Colony. So are you actually still a Colony sales rep right now?
No, I'm not. That situation kind of had some bad endings and moved on to new beginnings.
Oh, gotcha. I know how that goes. It's BMX world, man. Yeah, it's hard. But
it's not always glitz and glamour.
No, it's not. So but yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining in tonight, and we'll let's see here. I wanted to play a little bit of music for you guys from Wear Squatch, just because I just love it, and it's always fun to get you some Wear Squatch going. This is Eric Eisenhower's band out of Portland, Oregon, and here you go. Just a little listen. It's one of Alistair's favorites, actually. Watch this. This is kind of funny. Your mouth's open. You gonna do some headbanging?
Yeah.
Come on, you know you love headbanging.
Rocking out.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go dance? All right. Always enjoy the Wear Squatch. Go check them out. They're on YouTube. They're on Facebook. They're everywhere. Eric Eisenhower, you're awesome. And thanks for the music. All right, co-host, hop back up here on my lap. Did you have a good time rocking out? Yeah. So, again, we've got Beeverton Presquire. Welcome to the show. And I'll just let you know, because I know Bevo here would know, I am enjoying a Corona with lime in honor of our good buddy, Scott Snook. So cheers to old Scott. But welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on, man. And where are you at? What you up to? Give us all the goods.
Right on. Thanks for having me. First off, I appreciate it. Right now, I'm in Eugene. Right now, one of my best friends is getting married, so I'm in town for that. We're gonna get our shred on for a little bachelor party.
Oh, right on.
Should be fun.
Good. Where are you guys
Probably
going?
Load up the van and head up to Portland and ride as many parks as possible.
Awesome. Well, and nowadays there's so many stinking parks up there. It's like crazy.
Yeah, the park thing is it's crazy compared to how riding was when I was a kid. It was just go build a jump out in the field, and now you can just go around the corner and there's skate parks.
I know, man. I know. It almost, I don't know. I mean, it's good. It's great and amazing on one hand, but on the other hand, I don't know. I kind of feel like these kids are missing out on something huge. I actually had a message from a kid that was like, "Hey, those trails are in near my house." And I went to some trails in Eugene. He's like, "Those things suck, man." And I was like, "Well, why didn't you make them good?" He's like, "I don't know how." And I'm like, "You just do it, dude. You just do it. You just get out there and spend 3 or 4 months figuring it out." And he's like, "Oh, really?" So yeah, it's kind of weird, but
it's way too easy to just run down the street to the skate park and pick up a shovel and dig for a few months, and there's no like unity anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no like groups of dudes that just hang out and ride and dig and stuff. It's all just like random. So let's meet at the skate park and shred. We'll just chill. I guess that's progression and all part of bikes, but us old schoolers are more like, let's dig something.
Yeah, definitely. I know. I living down here in Southern Oregon now. The dirt really, really sucks for building trails, and we had some trails at one point back in the mid 2000s down here, and we might actually start rebuilding them again this fall and see if we can get something going during the winter and then during the spring again. But yeah, it's like no one understands it, man. No one gets it. It's kind of weird. There's nothing down here otherwise. And the dirt kind of sucks. So
I remember trails in Grants Pass. Like I remember when there was races there, we bust off and go ride some trails in Grants Pass.
Yeah, Squirrel, I think. Yeah, it was Squirrel. Yeah, those were. I think some of those are still there. Honestly, I think.
And it had that crazy huge step up.
Yep.
You remember Jim Barnes?
Oh yeah, dude. 40. Right?
Yeah, I saw him launch that, and that was back in the day. That was like inspiration for me to kind of move away from racing into that side, because I wasn't so familiar with the freestyle side of it, because mostly all I knew was racing, and then I watched those guys, having so much fun, and that's kind of like sucked me into the freestyle side of it.
Yeah, I feel like we were pretty fortunate. There was a lot of dudes, everywhere from Eugene. I mean, obviously some in Grants Pass to have had those trails, but everywhere from Eugene up to Portland, there were so many groups of guys that were just shredding, and it really did I can see why you could be pulled away pretty easily. So yeah.
Like Salem had the spot that was jumping off. Like everywhere kind of had their little thing. And then once Emerald Valley started getting those jumps on the side of the track, it was over for me. I put the race bike up and wanted, a freestyle bike.
Yep, definitely. So go ahead.
I took a little break from racing and like tried that side of it out. It was loving it.
Nice. Well, and then we'll get further into that stuff too. But then I was curious, just kind of like one of the things I noted, like speaking of riding and everything so much, like you have amazing photos of you riding anywhere from skate parks to trails and everything like that. Do you like have a private photographer that follows you around, or do you do stills and like take your photos yourself and everything?
Actually, I'm fortunate enough to have a best friend that pretty much can do all that stuff. He's a photographer. My friend Nathan Sykes.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
You see him shred. He's a heck of a rider. He's one of my favorite riders to watch.
Yep. Oh, that's rad.
And
okay.
So he's an awesome photographer, a filmer. Like he edits everything. He's done a few edits for other riders as well.
Yeah.
So he's pretty skilled in that area.
That's rad.
So I'm pretty lucky to have him, as my riding partner and pretty much a on the spot traveling photographer.
Seriously, man, because
pretty much just almost like a documentary, like my personal documentary.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's one of the things I've enjoyed, following you on Instagram and Facebook for the last couple of years or so, and just because like your photos just tell, like literally just kind of tell a story, and he takes great photos of like just lifestyle photos and whatnot, which is really cool.
We've been friends for so long that he knows my personality, so he knows how to capture it good.
Yeah. No, that's rad. I didn't know he was into photography and everything. He does a great job, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, he's really talented. It's not. He does all kinds of stuff.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So then, so he still up here in Oregon and everything?
No, he actually. So we were shredding around here. Always riding the skate park. So I don't know if you remember Todd Sykes from racing. That's
Yeah.
his dad.
Oh yeah,
He
that's
was
right.
always at the track,
I forgot that he
with the
raced.
Harlows and stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I was a little bit older than him,
Yeah.
but we just kind of linked up at the BMX track and just started
nice.
shredding.
That's awesome.
And then he wanted to, pursue it. And like the major move, has always been to get down to Southern California because that's where all the action is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just kind of moved on a whim and met the right people and got sponsored and been living the BMX dream in Southern California.
Nice, man. I didn't know he was down there now. That's awesome. So is that who you go visit and stuff when you go down and everything? Nice.
Stay with him.
Nice. Yeah, because I noticed too, man. It seems like you're quite.
Him and then another one of my close friends, Matt Cordova.
Yeah. Oh, he's a shredder too. That's for sure. Yeah, because it seems like you definitely travel amongst the West Coast and all over and everything, which is rad to see too. Because you're always hitting new spots, new dirt jump, different dirt jumps, different parks all the time and everything, which is always fun to watch. And what do you think though? Like, I mean, you've obviously been into the park and dirt jump scene for a long time now. You feel like you're still loving the dirt jumps more, park more, or you just kind of love being on your bike?
I mean, I want to say I just love being on my bike, but if I have the choice, I'm always going to go to the dirt jumps.
Nice.
Just I think that stems from the BMX racing.
Yeah, yeah.
No, so if I have the option, and there's choices, I'm going to take dirt jumps all day, no matter how big or small.
Nice, man. That's rad. No, I saw that you were down at the dirt jumps that Justin McClintock helps out a bunch and stuff, which is always so funny for me because I'm like, whoa, he's riding with McShittalk.
The wetlands.
Yeah, wetlands. Yeah, I want to try to get down and ride those someday. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it's an awesome spot. Actually, Anthony Politan maintains those, and he's one of my close friends as well. That's one heck of a dude.
Oh, nice, nice. No, it's been fun watching it, man. Because and I gotta say, like, out of everybody, your style, like, you've got that. I'm gonna just throw a beautiful unvert table or table or whatever it might be, and like it just always looks so stylish, so crisp, and you definitely have that great style that I think we've lost a lot of, definitely. Because the one thing too, like, I mean, because everything's so video oriented now, that like your style is still so much more well captured by photo than anything other than anything else by video. Because like you see a picture of somebody doing a backflip, turn down, bar spin, and it's just a photo of nothing really. And when you get a photo of yourself or other guys like you that are doing just nice, beautiful clicked unturned downs or whatever it might be, that it just shows BMX to me so much better. And it's just something I know I enjoy seeing a lot more than videos of something crazy these days, because the artistic side of it is so much more important, I think, to me. So
thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
I think that falls back to the riders that I watch too.
Yeah,
like when I grew up, the first tricks we learned were like tire grabs and one-handers and one-footers and stuff. And now you have kids at skate parks that don't even really ride bikes, that can do bar spins and fly out.
I know, and it's funny. It's
a whole
like
different thing. So I just stick to my old school tricks.
Good. Yeah, it's weird. It's like they go there to learn bar spins, tail whips, and 360s. They don't go there to learn style, flow,
like,
gaps and stuff like that.
Or anything.
Yeah, man. It's weird. And it's such a weird style too, of like seeing these kids that just go like their bodies don't flow. You know what I mean? Like they do all these crazy tricks, but their bodies don't like move around and flow with with the trick and whatnot. And it's a weird thing. It's weird. I don't know if I don't know if I'm just old and I just don't get it, but yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, right. I mean, a lot of it is that generational thing where, it doesn't look quite as cool. I mean, I hate to be like judging these kids because at least they're riding their bikes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm just like, that's really something I'm not necessarily into.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind
Well,
of the same with like street. I don't really ride much street. I can appreciate how hard it is and the stuff that they're doing. But like, I said, I'm going to pick dirt jumps all day.
Wow, that's rad. That's rad. I wish we had some dirt jumps down here. I've been living down here in Medford for 6 years now. And man, it's not easy not having dirt jumps to go ride at any point. So
yeah, I imagine.
Yeah,
nowadays it's like you just have to get a few buddies and pitch in money and get a track there.
Yeah,
a Bobcat or something.
I know it. Because it's so weird to think back, like when we build trails, you'd spend 4 or 5 days straight all winter out there. But as an adult, you're like, well, I've got 3 hours to spare right now. And then I got to go home. I got to make dinner. I got to get the kid to bed. And so, yeah, it's kind of sad that in a way too, that the dirt jumping and building dirt jumps has kind of diminished with our generation too. Cause our generation, our generation, just went crazy with trails. I mean, it was amazing all the way through the Northwest, everywhere from Eugene all the way up to Seattle and Canada. It was like you could go hit trails like 5 in each city. It was such an amazing time. So yeah, it'd be
Washington still. Them boys up in Washington are still holding it down.
I know, dude.
Trails up there that I haven't been to yet, but they are down on the list.
I know it, man. I know it. I want to get up there and hit up Paul's trails at his house and whatnot. And I saw Montana's Chris Styler actually went up there and was riding at his house. And I was just like, dude, I want to get up there and hit some trails again. It's been way too long since I've been able to hit some good trails. So
that's long. The road trip sounds like.
I know it, man. I know it. Well, and with this whole podcast thing, it's been a lot of fun. Like I've got a big list of people to interview and I'm like, I got to go up to go race Canada here soon. And I'm like, well, maybe if I can get this computer, laptop going, I can do some podcasts like on the road and everything, which would be a lot of fun. So be good stuff. But
cool.
I will say real quick, a little shout out from Aaron Tuttle. He said, "What up, Bevo? It's good to hear your voice."
Hey, Aaron, long-time friend.
Yeah, dude. I know it, man.
I actually have an awesome story from Hotline.
Oh, yeah?
They took care of me one time when I smashed my bike up at a race.
Oh, no.
It was actually in Clackamas.
Oh, was it? Right on.
Yeah, there was these huge, well, maybe not huge now, but they were pretty big doubles back then because I was kind of smaller.
Yeah.
My dad wanted me to jump them because it was so much faster.
Yeah.
And I was pretty intimidated by them. And so I just said, all right, I'm sending it. Went to jump it. Freaking tagged so hard it like flattened my wheel. And my wheel was like a uppercase D on its side. So I couldn't race. I couldn't ride or anything.
Oh, no.
Hotline let me borrow a bike that was like an expert, and I was still like on a mini.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a little bit big, but I still shredded, and they hooked me up. So I appreciate that one, man.
Oh, that's
Tell
awesome.
your parents thank you.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he's listening, man. And it's fun. Those doubles were pretty rad. I think I tried them because we changed them in about when we were like 11-ish, if I remember right, or 12 maybe. And I remember trying them when I was that young, tagging them a whole hell of a lot. I don't think I ever cleared them. The ones that were like when the track went straight downhill, took that hard left-hand turn, and then right out of the corner, you had that big double. And I think we changed them before I ever got.
Had that huge step up first in the first straight.
That thing was badass. I loved that thing.
That was a fun track. That's what, what I feel like carried me over into the freestyle and was tracks like that with those big jumps where I just love jumping.
Yeah. No, I know. We had some big jumps back then. Like when we turned about 14, because you're born in 80, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. If I remembered right, I knew we were the same age, but yeah, we changed it about when we were like 14, and we had this huge 32, 33 foot triple down like, you know how the first straight was super long, and then it went down about 2/3 of the way was where the triple was. And dude, you could just send it, and it was such a big jump. It was badass. So yeah, they don't build jumps like that too much anymore down the first straightaway.
Nah.
No.
I don't know how. It's crazy how the gates change too. I don't know how that would go with something like that.
Oh no,
the gates are all super elevated now.
Yeah. No, I know.
BMX racing changed so much from when I raced last.
Oh, I bet, man. I bet. It's weird. It's like, I mean, you still got some tracks that are still pretty normal compared to what, we used to have in a sense, but definitely on the national circuit, and then what's turning into this Olympic and UCI net championship circuit and stuff, world championship stuff is definitely much different than what we grew up on, which some of it's good, some of it's fun, some of it's too much, I think, but I think they're all trying to figure it out. But no,
progression.
Yeah, exactly. But so we'll go further into kind of what you've been up to these days and whatnot, and just kind of talk about your life for the last bit, and give some. I don't know, where were you last when you just got back?
So I was just up in Northern California working for a bit, and I was living in Southern California at the FOD house, which is a set of trails that Joey Cordova and his brother Matt started.
Yeah.
Which was a fun place to live. I lived there with Larry Edgar. He's pretty much killing the game right now.
Nice.
And so, just I have like a little construction thing going. So I do a little construction when needed be.
Yeah.
And then most of the time I try to shred and hit new spots. I don't know. It's kind of, I've got a Hardy recently, been trying to build that on the side. Just living it up, trying to take care of business without having too many responsibilities.
Yeah.
But, still being an adult.
Good.
So,
that's
Peter
cool.
Pan, I guess. I don't want to grow up.
I know.
Ride my bike.
I'm the same way, man. I am the same way. I totally
try new spots.
Yep. No, I know it, man. I'm definitely like, I always tell everybody, like, BMX is like the fountain of youth, and if you stick with it, you really don't age, man. It's kind of weird. It's like, I mean, I like still like having like these weird moments of like, shit, I'm about to turn 40. That's weird. Just a couple more years and
still ride kids' bikes.
Exactly. I know it, man. I know it. Like I teach a spin class now at the gym I work at, and every once in a while I'll talk about racing BMX and stuff, and I'm like, yep, little kid bikes. I still race little kid bikes and whatnot, and ride little kid bikes and everything. And so it's kind of funny. It's just like, but it does, man. It does like create kind of a fountain of youth for you, and it's really cool to see you still shredding and living the amount of a dream that's livable, I would say, like, because like the big time dream, like if you say, living the dream for like the big dudes, it's almost like, I don't know, to me, I would have almost, like, at least in the freestyle world, I would have almost never wanted to be that big superstar, type of freestyle rider. Like, I feel like
that's a lot of pressure to maintain those titles and those, that level.
Exactly, man. And I feel like living that dream as far as like riding different spots, just being with your friends is like, I think the biggest and like most important dream, I think, in BMX. And I mean, you're really living BMX freestyle. You're not living the super.
I can't even like begin to, express how many rad friends I've met at like new spots, and just how welcoming, some of these trail spots that I've been at where dudes are just, offering me place to stay and, food or whatever the case, just all from riding bikes.
Yeah. No, I know, man. It's a good thing, man. Yeah, I respect you for it for sure. And I always, like I said, I kind of, I've seen you on Facebook and Instagram for the last couple, 3 or 4 years. And it's like, dude, it's just rad that you're getting to travel so much and ride all these spots. So out of everything lately that you've been riding, trail wise, what's your favorite trail spot?
Um, let's see. That's a tough one. I would probably say this spot in Portland that Justin Inman put together.
I know. Didn't that get torn down, or isn't it about to get torn down?
I believe it's in the process.
Yeah.
I don't know if it fully happened or I don't know the situation. But one of our other friends, Brad, added to it and did some real nice work out there. And those jumps were probably some of the funnest jumps I've rode in a long time. Really high speed.
Yeah.
Everything just super well maintained.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was gorgeous. But there's another, it's hard because everyone has its, pros.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
things that I think about where I'm like, well, wait a minute, this spot was sick because, this jump or because of that jump or this berm. Like, if you hit a back-to-back berm in the line, that just feels so good going that fast.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Which trails were they that had really good little S turns? I forget. It's been a while, but no, that's good. No, I never got to ride those ones in Portland either. I was kind of bummed when I heard that they were going to be getting torn down and stuff and whatnot. I think it's been a while.
They had another set of trails on that same mountain that I didn't get to ride them, but we went and looked at them, and it was a roller coaster for bikes. The bottom jump looked like a motorcycle jump.
Oh man, that's rad. That's rad. No,
it had a real East Coast vibe, and that's another thing I've got on the list. I've never been over to the East Coast to ride those types of trails yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got to go ride some at a couple when I'd go back to race the national. I'd get to go ride a couple. I don't remember. I think one was in North Carolina or South Carolina. And it's been a while since I've done that kind of fun part of it, but. I will say it was funny. I was down in Eugene just the other day, like last weekend or 2 weekends ago, and my brother-in-law was with me, and we were trying to think of something to go ride and whatnot. We went to the skate park down under the bridge, and there was a lot of people there, and I was like, man, I don't like riding with a lot of people. I like empty parks, but so I was like thinking about maybe calling up Frank, and then I was like, dude, I was like, I'm literally just back on my bike after breaking my leg. And I'm like, I don't know if Frank's house is quite where I want to start back up at because his stuff is always, it's always on point, but man, it's always steep and deep and it's good stuff, but it's not one you can just go out and be like, okay, just going to hit these first run. So.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's a good spot. I like Frank's house. I haven't been out there in a while, but that it's like there's jumps right there, and these kids around this neighborhood aren't taking advantage of it.
I know,
it's pretty disappointing.
I know it. It's weird. Like I always see him posting videos and photos and stuff of who's out riding and whatnot, and you don't really see a lot of new kids, out there riding it and whatnot. And it's kind of sad. It's like, dude, Frank has been building those things and fine tuning those things for so stinking long. Like. I can't even.
Oh yeah. Him and his brother Eric Walters were like dudes that I first saw shredding here in Eugene.
Yeah. I know it was fun.
I went to school with them in Junction City.
Oh, nice.
We ended up, seeing each other at the track, and Eric Walters just was like madness on a bike, and I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. So, what do you think then? With because the trail scene and freestyle scene and everything, like it got, I don't know, something about Eugene just always like created really great spots to ride. It always seemed like really important to that, because Riley, like in the early 90s, like because Riley, yourself, and everybody kind of just like quit racing, Riley Peets and everybody, and like just immediately went into freestyle. And I know the original trails that were further back in behind the kind of the wooded area by the track,
rhododendrons.
Yeah. Who kind of started in building those and everything? Because I remember riding them as a kid, but I didn't know who kind of worked on them other than Forrest. I remember, but was it
Yeah,
just those
Forrest,
guys?
and that was, Eric Walters and
Okay.
Frank Walters and Jim Barnes, and I'm sure Shad had a bit to do with that.
Oh yeah, maybe those things
I
were
mean, Shad was one of my huge influences around these parts.
yeah.
And he took me in his wing when I was a kid. I'm pretty lucky to have a big guy who's had such an impact on BMX as one of my good friends.
I know it, man. He certainly has, and I obviously have him on my list of people to get on the show, but that guy is still so busy with, putting on events, working a shop and everything. We haven't gotten it going. So, but yeah, he's definitely like, he created something huge here in the Northwest with, not even really trying. I think just being like that nice, genuine person that he is, it kind of just like everybody gravitated toward him. And then like, he did some things that were, for some people, that when they do that kind of stuff, it doesn't blow up or anything. But for some reason, when he does stuff and puts, his finger on a pulse of something, like it just blows up, and it's really rad to see. But as far as Eugene goes, what was like the intricate piece that kind of blew everybody up and got everybody kind of away from the track, getting into the freestyle and dirt jumps and that kind of thing? So, yeah.
Man, honestly, I would almost have to say it was like Shad getting his hands on BMX videos.
Oh yeah,
stuff that no one really seen, because it was kind of racing is all people knew, and then we seen like some of those newer, well not newer, but back then new videos of dudes, riding in California, Southern California, just out in the field with the jump. Like, well, why don't we do that? And so, even as far back as like props, the video props, like those are some of the first videos I've seen dudes like jumping full on rhythm sections, doing tricks on every jump.
Yeah. No.
And so it's like, I almost feel like, kind of the video aspect, seeing what they're doing in other places.
Gotcha. No, that's good. I didn't realize. So did Chad live in Eugene for a while then?
Oh yeah, he was here for a few years.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. I guess that would be why, because I went to the Bestiality premiere, and I guess that would be why it was done in Eugene. He must have been living down there still at that time.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right.
And he was the guy that had, the BMX house in town.
Oh, gotcha.
So it made, everyone stoked on riding because, everyone was kind of, back then it was almost still that, BMXers and stuff are misfits or whatever, not the racers, but the other guys like, oh, you guys are sketchy like skateboarders and, you ride around town, you guys are punks or whatever.
Yeah.
So he had the house where everyone could come and, watch those new videos and just get amped, and then we go session.
That's rad. That's so cool. Yeah.
It's awesome times.
No, I bet that would have been really cool because, I had no idea he had lived down there.
He was the first guy to have the video camera with the crew and, start documenting stuff, like boys getting hyped, like, oh, I just thought of this, let's go over here and do this, kind of like the beginning of, having a crew and filming together.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's kind of cool when you think about that too, because he was that first person with a camera out there and down in Eugene, which then got Forrest into getting a camera, and I know he put out some videos. And then with Blueprint and being up in Portland, then all of a sudden Brennan gets a camera and he starts putting out building the underground, and he really did stem a lot of different like kids into being like, oh, I'm gonna get a camera now too. And hell, even I had a camera when I was street riding a lot and during DOS in Portland and everything. And it was kind of this like, well, if Shad can do it, yeah, dude, let's all just get a camera and we'll all do something. So no,
but if we didn't have dudes like that, some of this stuff would never even it just be swept under the rug.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially.
So I appreciate Shad a lot. He's a good guy.
Well, no, this is good. This will give me more insight when I get him on the show. We can talk a little bit about the Eugene days and whatnot as well.
I mean, Eugene was good, doing so good. They had Eugene Bikeco, Ebco.
Oh
up
yeah,
there, and they were putting out frames and sprockets and stems and stuff.
Yep. No, it worked out perfect, man. Because it was like, because you guys had is it CoMotion that was building the frames, if I remember right?
I'm not familiar. I don't know the answer to that.
Well, there was 2 frame builders in Eugene, like company wise, and I know that that Ebcos were getting built, at this place in Eugene, which was awesome. And it was just like, whoa, dude. I wish Ebco had stayed around. It was one of those things where I was like, dude, that would have been such a rad company to still have around today,
It just shows you, like, if you get the right squad and right team and, group of people going, like, you can make things happen.
Yeah, definitely. I never knew that. Well, unless it maybe didn't, but I never knew what the Ebco actually stood for, was Eugene Bike Company.
Yeah.
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 That's cool.
Frank actually had a few parts still. And that's what made me think of it, was seeing the parts.
Nice. Now Frank's he's always such a good guy too, I think. Well, no, that's rad. So Frank, Shad, and Eric, and yeah, like that's
Forrest was in the crew, Riley was in the crew.
Yeah.
I was the little Grom.
Yeah, dude.
Trading over, trying to hang out with the big kids.
Yep. I remember the first time, dude, Riley, he's such a, the first time I ever met him, because he and I raced on Airborne together, and it was 93. I came down to Eugene to go to a race, and I was out there jumping and doing some knack-knacks or something over the double down the 3rd straight, and we just started talking and hanging out and everything, and then became friends and everything. But then he left shortly after that, left from racing, and then the next time I saw him was when I was probably 16 maybe, and was when the dirt jumps were there next to the track, and he scared the shit out of me, dude. I was like, this is the same guy? Like, oh my gosh. He was so hardcore, and his big old, shin tattoos and everything. And I was like, this guy's scaring me. And then once you actually hang out with him, you realize, like, as long as he likes you, you're good to go.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
Riley's awesome, dude. He's one of the OGs.
He is, man.
I consider him an OG around these parts.
He is, definitely. He is. So that's rad that you got to kind of be taken under that wing.
He gets out there and shreds still. You can catch him at Frank's every once in a while, getting some laps.
Yeah. I know. I've seen a couple of videos that Frank's posted that he was riding in, and I was just like, dude, that's so badass. Because he's got to be like 3 or 4, maybe 2 years. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe only 2 years older than us. I don't remember, but I know he was older.
I think he's got a few on us.
Yeah. No, those were the good days. But no, it's just always been really cool to see the Eugene progression of riders and whatnot. And I've always, and I'm glad you answered it, because I've always been curious of where it all kind of began and who kind of got that ball rolling. And it's just kind of ironic that not only did Shad get the ball rolling in Eugene, but he sure as heck got the ball rolling in Portland as well. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's holding it down. He's definitely a good, spot, a good central guy to know and be down there handling business.
Yeah, for sure. So, as far as that part goes, what's next, do you think, for you? I mean, are you staying in Eugene for a while? Are you going off somewhere else next, or what's going on?
Right now I'm just in town, like I said, for my friend's wedding. Probably most likely go back down to SoCal. That's kind of where my general station I like to be if I don't really am traveling much.
Gotcha. So
I just like to stay down there. I'd like to kind of just put a little more time into my motorcycle. I've been putting it off. And just ride. There's a few more spots I'd like to get. Like I said, I'd really love to get an East Coast trip. I got to get that checked off the list. definitely need to make it to Washington.
Yeah.
Would have loved to make it to New Zealand to hit the gorge, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
I don't know of that spot in New Zealand. I mean, must be something good.
Yeah, it's a dirt jump park that is just immaculate, so well maintained, and it's just like a spot specifically for dirt jumps. You know, there's no BS about no dig, no ride.
Oh wow.
You know, it just looks shred. It's
Dude, that's
shreddable.
awesome. Well, and you, dude, going to New Zealand, like, there's anything is a good reason. Like, if you wanted to go just to meet somebody, man, it's just like, yeah, New Zealand's definitely one of those ones on my bucket list just to go see it. That and Ireland for sure. But well, that's good, man. That's rad. As far as jumping back for a second, there was one thing I missed that I wanted to ask you was, because the trail spots in Eugene, I mean, it's just weird because like I said, there was this kid that was just like, lives right by these old that are in Franklin Park, these old trails, and nobody goes and works on them. But like, it's so weird because Eugene has had some amazing spots from the ones like you said in the rhododendron, and then it was funny actually when I lived with Scott for that year. I spent a lot of time with Eric and Jeff Renee's building the church jumps next to the track in I think it was 98. And then, and then again, where they had them out in Springfield. Forgot what were those called anyways. I just knew them as the ones out in Springfield, but the Dan and everybody.
On Harvest Lane.
Yeah, Harvest.
They had a few names. We called them Harvest, and some of the guys that originally, had a few jumps down there called it the Gully.
That's right. That place was
amazing. They had a cool little. Yeah, we got that. We started getting that place real dialed towards the end. Like, you remember Dan Ridington?
Yeah, that's who I was saying. Like, I got to ride with him quite a few times down there.
Yeah, me and him spent a lot of time down there dialing that place in. It was pretty cool. We had a good little setup, and then we just had some unfortunate things kind of happen when people weren't following the rules and keeping the place cleaned up, and the city kind of shut it down. So we kind of lost the, trademark spot for the city or for the town.
Yeah, it was, man. It was. That place was, and like you said, it was so, like, the end was like,
They even filmed MTV episode there.
Oh, did they?
Some chick that wanted to be a BMX rider.
I actually almost got the job for that thing. I forget who beat me out on it, but yeah, I actually almost got the job to be the person to teach her how to race and ride and everything. It's kind of funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I went and interviewed for it and everything, and I don't remember who actually did get the job either, but and then I think. I don't remember who did, but yeah, I remember being interviewed for it and going in and all that kind of stuff. I know, man.
So yeah, we had a pretty good spot going.
It was.
I mean, it'd be nice if the kids, every now and then you'll get some kids with a fire and they'll go down and dig at that Franklin spot and kind of tighten it up. I mean, there's a few jumps. I mean, you can jump if you really want to hit a dirt jump.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm old and lazy now. I don't necessarily want to just pedal straight at jumps. I'm more like I need to drop in and hit a couple and get my flow going. So it just takes me back to being a kid where you just pedal straight at the jump and send it.
Yep, I know, man. It's so funny, like, because I went and saw those at Franklin, and I went down there with a friend of mine, Jordan K. Spear, and he's like, maybe I should start working on these things again. I was like, heck yeah, you should, man. Like, but it was funny looking at them, and they don't have like, it was weird. I was like, dude, they don't have like an actual start point. I was so confused. I was like, where the heck do you drop in at? And it was kind of weird.
You just kind of go for it.
I know, exactly. You just kind of like fall into the corner and go. And but we look back and it's like I remember building dirt jumps in a park at Forest Park up in Portland when I was a kid, about 13 or 14, and it was just like this long straight run out to like probably a 25-foot jump that was probably only like 4.5 feet tall because I couldn't dig enough by myself. And it's just funny how that's what we started on and everything. But then, Arlo, if we go even further back, though, the dirt jumps, because remember the national we had in 93, I think it was, in Eugene, and there were dirt jumps next to the track at that point. Who built those? Was that Frank and everybody?
I don't know at that point. I feel like it might have been someone before us.
Okay. Those things were crazy.
Yeah, because I remember because I wasn't really under that side of riding yet, so I was way too intimidated by those things.
Oh, yeah. Crazy. Yeah, I remember going over there, and I'll never forget it, too, because they got pictures of Donnie Robinson, like, doing big old knack-knacks and stuff over him.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were on the side of the first street, right? Those ones?
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah, I think those were some, like, just random dudes.
Oh, crazy.
Because once the jumps on, like, the side of that tree, you know, kind of by that first corner, got tore down, like, a lot of the spark kind of, you know, died.
Yeah, it did.
And we had a few, like, newer guys that hold on, and we can keep it alive.
Yeah. No, it was fun, man. It was I'll never forget those dirt jumps too, because I was hitting them, and I guess at that younger age I was pretty fearless, and I just remember they were just pyramids. Like, it was just like the top of the lip. The top of the lip was wide enough for your tire, and that was it. I'll never forget that. And I was always like, these things are crazy, and then I remember seeing Donnie, you know, being super tiny and jumping them, and then I was like, okay, I have to do it now. If this little guy's jumping them, I got to jump them. But no, that place was fun, and no, it's just cool to get that Eugene's always had that kind of vibe and everything. And I just hope that, you know, the reason partially why I'm talking about it so much too is I hope that some of these kids out there now that might listen to this, like Wyatt Jones particularly, and his brother Trenton. You know, I hope that they just like.
I was just hanging out with both of those kids today.
Oh, were you? Nice.
Yep. Those are my boys.
Yeah, I know it, man. But I just hope that those two, you know, like, and the rest of those boys, like, they just get that fire again and like get out there and start digging and get in the dirt and just take it to that level again. Because, you know, Eugene's like a perfect prime place to do it with, you know, the rain and the mild summers and everything. The dirt stays great.
Unfortunately, Wyatt kind of veers towards the street side of things.
I know.
He likes to get his grind on, and so I'd be stoked to see him back on the BMX track.
Dude, it was funny. He and his brother, like, I kind of got roped. I don't know how I let myself get talked into it. So I was the head official at the state finals this year in Malala. And funny story. So Wyatt's racing A Pro, showed up and is like, I'm racing the Pro Am, and he signed up as he's A Pro now, and his brother's there, Trenton, and he's racing, and it was the weirdest thing. I'm just like, dude, you guys are racing right now? This is so crazy. Like, I haven't seen them forever. And then sure enough, Trenton's is still Trenton. I just not causing trouble, but trouble likes to follow him around a little bit. And it was pretty funny. There was a little bit of a fiasco between him and this other kid. And it's pretty.
Yeah, that's what he told me. He told me about it.
Yeah. And it was pretty funny. I tried my best not to laugh.
Cool.
While the kid was
happy to see him. At least they're riding still.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it would be sick to get some more fire, but unfortunately, life happens sometimes.
Yeah. Well, Wyatt's a daddy now, and his kid's adorable, and which is pretty cool and weird because, like, I still just imagine him as this little 6 or 7-year-old kid.
But he's handling his business, so you got to give him credit for that.
He is, man. It seems like it. I was really proud of him. It kind of shocked me just because he is so young that he just like stepped right up, and you know, he's dad, man. It's really cool. It's really cool.
So it goes. I have a kid. I have a son too. A lot of people don't know about it because I don't really make it public, but I have a son that's about to be 18 this month. So
Yeah, man.
I know what it's like to have a kid early.
Yeah. How, if you don't mind me asking, how old were you then? I guess 18. So we were.
I was 20.
So 20. Yeah. I was thinking him 18.
So
I do math. Yeah.
It's pretty young. I mean, I don't know if there's a right age to necessarily have children, but
Yeah.
sometimes people like to be prepared, but that's life. It hits you.
Yeah. No, and like the way I always looked at it too is like, obviously I waited to have, the family and the kids and the marriage and all that stuff. But like the thing is like the kids don't really, as long as you show love and if, you care about your children, the kids like that early first 4 years. I mean, I almost say like to some kids that have kids early, like you got 4 years to get it together. You got 4 years. Like the kid, as long as he's got like 6 or 7 toys until he's 4 or 5, the kid isn't even going to remember. Like he's just not. It's not even going to be an issue
for sure.
if you get your stuff together and everything by 6 and 7 and 8. Then the kid's going to be like, oh yeah, I don't know. I was fine.
I just remember these good times from now on.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's got a good, loving family and stuff.
He does.
Chilling.
He does.
He's got
man.
good support.
He does. Yeah. It was fun. It was cool seeing them out there racing and everything. So good stuff. Well, go ahead. You're good.
I was gonna say I saw another old racer, this dude I used to race with, Michael Thunderbuns Litton.
Oh yeah, dude.
The old D&M racer. I used to battle with him all the time. I saw his name pop up on Facebook the other day, and it brought back some crazy memories. I even talked to Chris Marsh recently too. You remember him? Chris Marsh. He got his own turn named after him at the track.
I remember Yep. I remember that. I know. Yeah, he's actually. He pops up on Facebook every once in a while, and we chat a little bit on Facebook. But yeah, I remember when Thunderbuns popped back up and started kind of popping back up, like talking to all the race people and stuff. Man, that was a trip. And the fact that he's huge, he's like a freaking linebacker, and I'm just like, dude. What the heck? Like this guy's a giant, man. And
Thunderbuns.
Yep, Thunderbuns on it. Like for all you new racers out there, man, imagine a kid 9 and 12 years old with Thunderbuns on his butt in white leather.
Old D&M racing.
Yep, I know it, man. What did you ever have any leather threaded onto the butt of your leathers?
Nah, when I lived in California and was introduced to Scott Brightop, the SE scenario, they tried to somehow I was being called Sergeant Sam and had that stitched on my pants, and I had it stitched on my travel bag for my bike and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And I never really understood where the name came from, but if the boss wants to give you a nickname and he's taking care of your racing and such, you kind of just roll with it.
Yeah, exactly. I had Top Gun on my butt at one point. It was pretty funny. Yeah, dude. Danger Zone, dude. Top Gun came out. It was the raddest movie in the world, and Top Gun Treadwell, dude. It had a ring, man, and my mom made it up for me, and yeah, well, you might remember, but she announced up there at Clackamas all those years, and so she made it up for me, and then I had it on my butt, and yeah, dude, it's hilarious. Like I had that and AJ at one point because I hated the name Adam, and I was like, I'm gonna go by AJ because James is my middle name, so I was like, I'm gonna go by AJ. It didn't last. No one would call me AJ. They were just like, who's AJ? Why is it on your butt? So it was kind of funny. So
heck yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, you gotta love it, man. I almost, there was somebody. Oh, there's this girl that races, and her name's Maddie Gomes, and she posted a photo up, and she's co-sponsored by this, like it's called Nut Up. It's like almond butter, I guess, like with some protein in it. But anyways, she actually put Nut Up on the butt of her pants, and I was like, huh. I don't know.
That's pretty funny.
I know. Yeah, it seemed like it.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, exactly. I was I was laughing a little bit, going, that's Maddie though. She's a crazy kid. So, but anyway, so yeah, what are you thinking? You said you might go back down to California, SoCal, work a bit, and
Yeah,
all that good stuff. Get your Harley going.
get the Harley going. Do some. I pretty much ride all bikes. I like to ride dirt bikes and stuff. I pretty much only on Instagram. You don't really only get to see BMX
Yeah.
and stuff. I mean, to the average person, they might think that's all that I do, but I really do a lot of everything else. I just don't necessarily put it out there like that.
Gotcha. Well, that'll be good though. Yeah, that's definitely the place to be to go be doing any of that stuff.
Yeah, and it's going to be in these next few months is prime riding season down there, and the sun's not blistering hot, and you can ride all day. You don't have to pick and choose when you're going to ride and where you're going to ride.
Yep. But
We'll probably do some work on the local jumps. And,
good.
Down there we still have a good group that we can get together and just shred and hang out and dig and do that kind of stuff like we were kids still.
Yeah. Oh, that's rad. I have noticed though, which ones are those called again? The one that you hang out with Justin at and help ride at?
Well, there's two of them. The main ones where I'm at and I see him are the FOD trails.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then the ones, that you may have seen us together at are the wetlands, which are in Huntington Beach.
Oh, nice.
So, and those are fun jumps too.
Yeah, they look like it. It would just trip me out.
They're a little bit farther than where I'm at, so mostly we just ride at FOD.
Gotcha. I just tripped me out because I remember seeing, I forget which one it was, but he posted a photo of ones that they have chains going across the lips and stuff, so that people either
the wetlands.
Yeah, that's kind of a trip, man. It's like, gosh, it's grown-ups building it when they are getting chains put across the front of them, being like, no riding unless we're here. So no, that's rad.
They're good sized jumps though too. You don't want just anyone that's kind of accidentally dropping in on them.
Yeah, no, they are definitely. It's always the whole trail thing is it's always been a trip for me because I love riding trails and I helped build here and there at some different trails and stuff. But me being, mainly a racer and it's always been interesting, that whole if you don't build, you don't ride type of thing. And
no dig, no ride.
Yeah. Is it still pretty common out there? I mean, I know it was when we were younger, but is it still like that a lot out there? Is it?
Yeah, unfortunately it is. It's kind of like, I don't know, politics. Some guys are just like, take it way too serious. And I mean, I get it. Some of these guys have been out there digging for a long time, put in a lot more work, than the next guy.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, if, it's someone that's been riding a long time, and is skilled, they're not necessarily going to do any damage to your jumps. So the whole no dig, no ride thing, I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I think it's kind of silly.
Yeah, I know it.
Because, I mean, that's what you build jumps for, is to be ridden. And, like, if I went to a new spot and someone was like, oh, you can't ride because you didn't dig, I'd be like, that's kind of silly,
Yeah, no.
I'd let someone ride my spot if they just came through.
Yeah,
exactly. If I knew they were capable.
Yeah.
I don't want to let somebody that's, not skilled come through and tag up the jumps.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, that's where that falls into, the no dig, no ride. But it shouldn't be, oh, you haven't put any work, you're not allowed to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the reason I bring it up too is like, it's kind of my first ever experience of riding the grotto was actually pretty hilarious. Pizza, I forget, it's Jeremy Davis was there, Twin Fin was there, and it was so funny, and I actually want to get Twin Fin on the show because I want to talk to him about this, because Jeremy was giving me all kinds of shit. Just would try to like step out in front of me when I try to take a run, and and just being a total dick. And I was just like, whatever, dude, just let me ride. And then it was funny, and then he just kind of like gave up, and then I started riding, and then I was hitting everything, and I jumped everything about third lap through or so, and then it was funny. He started, making fun of me because obviously I wasn't going as high, and I was staying a little low, racer style, because I'm a racer, and it was so funny. Twin fin, just classic, like, shut the fuck up, dude. He can get through him better than you can, and you're just mad about it, dude. Just shut up. And so I guess what I'm getting at too is just, it's just kind of funny, man. It's like, I probably would have gotten a little bit more into the dirt jump scene had I not always had that feeling, because like, yeah, like, when So Lame got big, like, it got to the point where I'd start getting some flack if I came down to try and ride and whatnot. And although, speaking of So Lame, you got to get up there, dude, because Montana has been rebuilding them, and him and some of the other guys, and yeah, dude, they look awesome. They look amazing. If I wasn't coming off this broken leg right now, I think I'd try to get up there and hit a few of them before. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the boys are coming up on Saturday, like for my friend's wedding, so we might have to put that on the list. Look out for some pictures on there.
There you go, dude. There you go. Who's getting married, anyways? I don't think you actually told me.
My good friend Nathan that I keep talking about.
Oh, okay. Nathan's getting married. All right, on.
Yeah, Nathan Sykes is joining the married life.
Wow. Crazy.
Congratulations to him.
Oh yeah, definitely. Congratulations to him for sure, because that's crazy. Because yeah, I remember him and his brother, like you said, when they raced for a little Jim Duke's Haro team way back in the day, and whatnot. So, well, that'll be rad.
He kind of went through the same thing I went through, and I think that's another reason why we're such good friends. Is, he raced for a minute and was loving it, but then he saw the dudes over there jumping and going high, and not necessarily having a guy telling you to pedal.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, I know it. Well,
sometimes.
Yeah, he was riding for Jim Duke, is you either were intense about racing, or you found somewhere else to some other team to ride for, because he was a pretty intense dude for sure.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be a little intense to win, but at the same time, we're all trying to have fun, for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wants to win, but for me, it was like when I turned pro, it just got too serious.
Yeah.
Like when I'm on the gate and I hear guys like breathing hard and grunting and getting ready, and just like I'm just like, this is silly. You guys are grown men.
Yeah.
But but that was just my experience for me.
Yeah. No.
Other people may love that part of it. They love the coming out of the gate with 8 guys bumping elbows and stuff.
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't my thing.
No, yeah. Well, and and I remember, because you guys all turned pro. God, what years was that? Like 96, 97?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you were.
And really, we did that just so we could all race each other, because a lot of us were different ages.
Yeah.
But we didn't have people to race in our age group, so we're like, let's all just turn pro and we can all race together.
Yeah. Well, then, because I remember, I think I talked with Matt on Matt's podcast a little bit, in that, everybody started taking it seriously, and like Scott almost like kind of wanted you guys to take it seriously in that aspect of it, and whereas if you guys started it as something for fun and just to kind of get to race each other and whatnot, it'd be tough to just change it up all of a sudden.
Because I was young, I didn't even think about we're the pros around here, so an example for everyone else.
Yeah.
I just thought let's just all race together, and I'm only 16 years old. I'm turning pro.
I know, man. I remember when you did, I was like, whoa, dude. First, I hadn't seen you in forever. Like, I was just like, what? Brandon Snyder just turned pro? And at the time, I mean, at 16, I was just finally winning some locals. So, and I was like, dude, well, I ain't friggin' turning pro. These guys, I was like, you're crazy, man. 16 turning pro. And but it was rad though, because you know, in a way, like I kind of almost wish I had turned when all you guys did, because you guys were I mean, you guys were having a blast and it looked like a lot of fun and and whatnot.
I got to race Secrets.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have got to do that if I didn't, and Philly.
Yep.
You know, I wouldn't have never got to do that if I had never turned.
Yeah.
I got to race Scott Maxwell.
Yep. Yep. I know. So
like,
it was
cool, but
go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, it was rad to see. I mean, I definitely enjoyed watching it from the sidelines, and that was back when you know, Emerald Valley had the track, Cottage Grove had a track, Yep.
Roseburg had a track, Albany had a track, Corvallis had indoor and outdoor.
Yep. I know, man. It was
busy.
Cool.
Clackamas was shredding.
Oh yeah, gotta miss it. We're actually
now it's like what tracks are few and far between.
I know, man.
You can't even ride them anymore.
I know. And actually, I'll throw it out there too. It's gonna be pretty fun. I'm doing like a mid-school reunion / like locals from you know, from Clackamas, from Rose City BMX, so like guys that raced there from that 88 to 96 era, and because the track closed down in 96, and so yeah, we're gonna do a reunion at the track, like where it was and everything. And yeah, it's gonna be next summer, but dude, it's gonna be so rad. Like you know, all these dudes are like, yeah, dude, count us in, like we'll be there. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be cool. We're gonna do some. I'm gonna map out like with flags and like stakes of like the old layout of the track, and like literally just have a flat pedal race, freaking maybe even a rubber band start in the grass on the actual like old layout of where the track used to be.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It'll be
good to get all the people together.
Exactly, man. Because I mean, and it is kind of a bummer. Like, I mean, you guys, it's awesome down in Eugene with it being there for all those years. Like, anyone can show back up out at the track, and there's always somebody there that's gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's, you know, Jason Mosley or you know, if you showed up out there. Where all the Portland guys, you know, that raced from that 88 to 96 era, it's like, you know, if we show up to Malala, it just doesn't feel the same. It's just like, yeah, it's right. Malala. It came in after our track, you know, went away. But, you know, so, you know, none of us really get to see each other a lot. And it just kind of felt like the right time. So it's going to be fun, man. If you're in town, you should come out too. I mean, you know, Chris Marsh said he's going to show up for it. And at first I was like, you know, dude, you know, I was just like, if you're racing, at first it was just like people from Clackamas and the Portland area that raced there a lot that I thought about. But like, if you were racing in that era, I mean, we were all good friends and whatnot. We all knew each other and we all rode together. Yeah. And so it should be fun.
Everyone was not scared to drive to the track. You know?
I know, man.
We even drove to Vancouver a couple times to race. I remember racing the Clackamas track up there once.
Yep. Dude, the Vancouver track was ridiculously crazy. Like, I'll never forget too. They had this. It was, I don't know what, like just crazy long first straight to a triple step downhill into a flat corner, and it was just gnarly. And it was just like, what is this thing? This is so crazy. So, yeah, for all you kids out there that get mad about the jumps and the tracks and everything, man. If you guys rode in the mid 90s. Dude, there was some crazy stuff getting done. Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But
testing out when we were the test dummies.
Exactly. We were to let you guys know what was gonna work and not work. Oh, good stuff. But well, I usually wrap up the kind of the Facebook Live show around about an hour. So we're in that now, and I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say to the people out there in Facebook land? I guess, yeah, we had a few people kind of chime in, but Lawrence Rareneck kind of asked. He wasn't really familiar with you. I think this guy Lawrence, he's from up in Vancouver area, but he wasn't around Oregon, I don't think, when he was younger. Maybe he was, but anyways, Lawrence Beeve here is an OG kid from Eugene, raced a lot. As a young amateur, and then had a little pro stint. How many years did that pro stint go for? Anyways, is it just like that 96, 97 and you were done, or?
Yeah, we only took it for like a season and a half or something.
I gotcha.
Not too long.
Yeah.
Kind of, that's when, I was like, just got super sucked into the freestyle aspect of it and just put the race bike down.
I bet. Well, it was, I will say, like, it was a bummer seeing it go when everybody kind of just like fell off of it, because it was cool because Dan started going to some nationals. Matt was hitting nationals again. And of course, Philly, and even Dave Langston went to a couple nationals. And I was like, oh, yeah. And Jimmy Gwines was going to some nationals.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this is so awesome. What's that?
Jimmy and Kane.
Yep. Which was rad. And then it was a bummer to see everybody kind of head out and whatnot. And yeah, so anyways, Lawrence, that kind of gives you a quick little idea. He kind of popped in late. You'll have to listen to the whole podcast later. But yeah. And yeah, Brandon, that was the one, yeah, behind the fairgrounds, or yeah, at the fairgrounds, kind of out off from where the indoor used to be. He was asking where that track was at. But anyways, man, you got any thanks or any shout outs you want to do to people out there on the live show?
Just thanks to everyone that tuned in and checked us out, and stay tuned to the other shows and hear some good stuff. And everyone that shows love, keep showing love, and I'm going to keep riding my bike.
Good, man. Good. Well, again, want to thank everybody for listening in. I'll be staying online or staying on the phone here with Beav for a while, and we're gonna go through kind of his whole start in the sport, his days on SC, his days on Northwest Caston, RNC Bomber. Going to go into some more stories and whatnot, and that'll all be on the podcast. They'll get posted up to SoundCloud, iTunes, Tumblr, all those things where you get your podcasts from. So that'll be up here on the next couple days. And thanks for listening. Later.
Later, world.
One second here.